shortest league squad.
Let's go.
Handre, let's maybe start. Just how's the leading been, confidence levels, and how much? I know Rossi said yesterday there's no talk of revenge, but how much is there a desire to break this sort of bogey or whatever against them?
No, I think confidence in the group's good. We've really been training hard and preparing well. But yeah, we're not driven by that. I mean, of course, we want to break that and we want to beat them, but we don't put too much focus on that. It's we'll speak about that more on Friday probably. But for now, it was very technical this week. Make sure everything's in place in order to put ourselves in a position to win a rugby match. So I'm sure that will be spoken about more on Friday. But for now, it's been focused on the detail and the rugby stuff.
You haven't been back to Loftus for a while. How's that going to be for you?
It's lovely, man. It's a special place. I keep it dear to my heart. Spent 7 good years at the Bulls, and I love playing at Loftus. One of the great stadiums in the world to play rugby at, and to play at sold-out Loftus Test match. It's going to be a special day.
Just the last time you guys played Ireland, probably it's fair to say that you guys almost shot yourselves in the foot with missed goal kicks and not taking the chances that you had. How much emphasis has been on that, just to make sure that those moments you capitalise on when you get them?
Yeah, I mean the goal kicking is the goal kicking. That's just sort of a separate part of the game. We've got to focus on playing well and giving ourselves those opportunities again. If we don't do that, there won't be any kicks at goal anyway. So we know the opportunities are there. It was that day in Paris as well. We just got to be a little bit more composed and try and get something out of every 22 entry we get. It's not going to be a lot. I think it's going to be few and few apart for both teams. So whenever you get that shot, you've got to be clinical. So yeah, we'll try our best in terms of that.
I'm going to ask you, this question probably much better in Afrikaans though, but I'm going to ask you in English first. A couple of years ago, in fact many moons ago, there was a guy called Derek Howcott. He was a lieutenant at Loftus Versfeld. A few years later, there was another general called Morne Steyn. He helped the Springboks to beat the British and Irish Lions twice. Then there's a guy called Handre Pollard. He managed to help the Springboks win the World Cup twice. Can I ask you, I need a headline, can I refer to you as the Springboks or the Springboks as general? How would you see yourself in this Springbok setup now after all the experience you've picked up with these?
I see myself as a Springbok player, that's it. Contributing to the team. Whatever the people want to call people outside of this, they can do whatever they want, it's up to them. But in this team, we're just a bunch of Springbok players together and trying to do our best.
But you just said you've been at this venue in Pretoria, at the Bulls for 7 years. You're quite familiar with this venue. Your role will be quite crucial this coming Saturday though.
Yeah, I think everybody's got a massive role to play. My responsibility is to drive the team forward, make sure we play in the right areas of the field and control the game. Everybody's got their thing that they have to do. I don't think anyone's is more important than the other one. These days, rugby is not a 10-man game like it used to be in the past, so we're gonna all contribute to our best and towards the common team goal.
Handre, Tony Brown earlier this week, I'm sure you read or you probably saw it, his comments about you, how he feels that you need to be taking the ball more up on the game line. Just your thoughts on that, and how do you want to go forward with Tony in terms of that?
I actually haven't seen that. I don't read much, but that sounds good. I mean, I really enjoyed Tony. He's been a real breath of fresh air for us. We were very privileged to have Felix in the past. He was brilliant. Tony just thinks about the game a little bit different. He's of course got experience all over the world, so we've enjoyed him a lot since he's come in. If that gets us going up the line a bit more and playing a bit more on the game line, great. But again, we've got our plans for this weekend and we'll just try and stick to that.
Handre, do you expect Ireland will have a bit of a different dynamic with Sexton not being at 10 anymore and having played against Crowley in the past?
I think, yeah, I mean, Johnny was massive for them. I mean, we all know that. But Crowley's been really good, eh? He's really stepped up. They needed somebody to fill that role and he's really stepped up. So he's a guy we've looked at a lot this week. He controls the game very well, takes the ball to the line very well. So yeah, he's a big threat. But yeah, we'll try and look after him as best as we can. But he's filled that gap very, very well.
Have you played against him before?
No, not that I can remember. No.
You obviously wasn't part of that last match. So is it fair to say you don't carry the necessary, although you are always part of the Springboks setup, you don't necessarily carry the scars of the last encounter between the Springboks and Ireland in that group stage match? I can ask this question to Cheslin as well. Where were you, what were you thinking back then last year during that match with that narrow defeat? And what were you thinking going into this match this Saturday?
I was in the stands watching it, and I just remember thinking that the boys did an unbelievable job. I think we played very, very well that day. It was just unfortunate we didn't convert all our opportunities, of course, but I really thought we created a lot and there was opportunities to put them away, but we didn't. Credit to them, great side, so they're always going to try and keep us out. So I think it's not a scar. I think we should take confidence out of that. We were so close that day, and back at home now, I think we'll try and change that.
Handre, is a home ground advantage? Does that, it's an obvious question, it probably counts for a lot though, sir. But does that mean the World Champions just rock up on Saturday and just come and collect the W this week?
Definitely not. Home ground advantage, I think it's going to depend on how much brandy the guys drink outside before the game. So no, we're really looking forward to it. It's great being back home. Loftus is a special vibe and a special place, and it's going to be pretty hostile, which we enjoy, which we like. So definitely that doesn't mean we come and get the W. We gotta go out and earn it every single minute, and yeah, that's it.
Handre, just talking about Sasha Feinberg, he's one of the young bloods coming into the system. I mean, he was exceptional as Wales. Just wonder how you found him drilling into the system, especially as another playmaker.
Oh, I've been very, very impressed. I mean, of course, I've watched him for a couple of years now, playing for the Stormers, but his understanding of the game, his work ethic, and he's an unbelievably skilled player, as we all know. So he's been really good, and I'm really excited to see where he can go. The longer he stays in the system, the more he plays, the more time he gets in the group. I really think it's a very good thing, and it's just creating more depth in every position. He can play 10, 12, 15 everywhere. So it's a great guy to have in the squad.
This one.
Yes.
So when you say turn around things about the game differently, what do you mean?
Well, I'm not going to get into the detail, but he's with the background that he has in the teams he's coached in the past, he's probably had to look for space in a different way than we are used to. We used to always just rely on our strength and our physicality to get us going line. He sees it a bit differently, and I think as a group we're at a point now where we can start using a bit more of our skill set and not just be one-dimensional direct team. Of course we have that, and we're never going to go away from that. But the way he sees space and the way he sees our guys using our strengths in a way that we can create more space for our exciting outside backs, I think that's exciting. Again, against good defences like Ireland, that's not always going to be the case. But if we can create a couple more opportunities in the game for them, that's a win for us.
And a lot of South Africans tend to see sort of Ireland and Leinster as kind of like the same thing. You know, like if you watch the build-up to the URC semi-final, it kind of sounded like it was exactly the same team. For you, what's the fundamental difference between those teams? I mean, other than the obvious thing that one's a club side and the other one's an international side, from a technical perspective.
No, I think, listen, Leinster's a great club, but Leinster's not Ireland. First and foremost, we've got to understand that. When those guys play for their country, they go up another level, and they get the best guys in the country as well in to complement that big group of players from Leinster. So, listen, I'd probably say the big thing is they've got their systems and they've got their structures in place, and they play the game the way that they want to play it. But the physicality, that's probably the thing that just goes to another level. It's the main thing for me when you play Ireland instead of Leinster. It's a different physical battle. Even though it's mostly the same players, just like us, when you put that jersey on, you go to a different level, and that's probably the biggest thing.
Handre, sorry, just on a lighter note, can I ask you, away from the rugby match, Dwayne from Milan, what do you guys do when somebody celebrates a birthday in the Springbok camp? What is the procedure in the camp? And maybe in the serious part of that question is, what does he contribute to the team now? Once he was part of your teammates, and now suddenly he's part of the management coaching team now. Do you guys refer to him as Meneer or
when it's your birthday, you get a lot of stick, especially him, getting older now. No, Dwayne's part of the coaching team now. Of course, he's got a special connection with the players, which I think is great for this coaching team. He's sort of the middleman in terms of the players, because he understands he's played recently. So He's been really good. We don't refer to him as coach, we call him Dwayne, but he's been great. He's been really good at the breakdown stuff, small things of his experience in the past he brings to the team, and we've really enjoyed working with him so far.
Andre, there's a lot of hype in the media that it's the world champs against the best team in the world. Serious. How do you players view the coming series?
We see it as a test match. We see it as a test match at home. Whoever we play against at home, we're a proud nation and we're going to try and defend our own ground. That's it. Whether it's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, doesn't matter. Ireland's a great team and they deserve the respect that they get. It's up to us now to defend our home turf, and yeah, really looking forward to that.
To both of you guys, your role in the Springboks is also now changing. You would be considered more the veterans of the side, and you got to, in the next 4 years, you have to start blooding the newer players, introducing them to the culture of Springbok rugby and how to go about that business of being a national player. In your opinion, what is the key things that make a Springbok, and how do you instill that belief and confidence into the newer players?
For me, I think the best thing we can do as a senior players is just lead by example with work ethic. That's the thing. Young guys come with a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, eagerness, which is great, and we can pass down what we've learned, but we learn from them just as much. The game keeps changing every single day, so it's really nice. But I think the way the boys have been training, especially the older guys, has been pretty impressive, and it shows that they still got that hunger and they want to keep their places as long as they can in the team. So we're in a good place in terms of that.
Guys, we've got about 3 minutes left for English questions, and then we'll move to Afrikaans.
Andre, can I just ask you, it would be easy for a team who's done what you guys have done to be satisfied. Where does the drive come from now after conquering what you've got?
Oh man, for us it's great what happened in the past in the 2 World Cups. It's great. I mean, we all enjoyed it and we celebrated it, but we want to win every test match we play. It's as simple as that. And to play for your country is the biggest privilege that there is, and I don't think anybody in this group needs any more motivation than that. It's been said in the past, we've been a little bit inconsistent between World Cups. So we want to rectify that and be better. We're not going to win every single game, we're not unrealistic, but we want to be consistently very good. But in terms of motivation, you don't need much more than putting on a Springbok jersey.
So is it a quirk this week that 12 probably of the Irish team are coached by Jock Nienaber, and lots of them in the squad as well, and we hear they've been feeding stuff back to them, and you know, he knows you guys inside out. Like, do you think there's an influence there? Can you think too much about things like that?
Nah, so if that's the case, it's the case. We can't think about stuff like that. We've got too much to worry about, yeah.
Okay, can we move to Afrikaans, guys?
Andre, soos ek in Afrikaans soos ek in Engels gepraat het, in Afrikaans kan herhaal. Beskou jy jouself of liewers kan net na jou verwys as die Springbokke se liefling vir 'n seun wat terugkom Loftus toe. En is die verwagtinge dan Handre weer van sy beste vertonings hierdie naweek lewer teen 'n span wat soort van die monkey in the back is? Ek ken die Afrikaans.
Nee, ek sien myself laat nie so nie. Ek sien myself net as 'n speler wat deel is van 'n span en wat 'n groter visie het en 'n groter plan het waar ons op pad is. En dis dit, jy moet altyd jou beste gee as jy Springbok draai aantrek. Dit sal weer altyd die geval wees, wat ook al gebeur, maar alles sal gegee word, dit kan ons beloof.
En soos ek vra het, moontlik 42,000 toeskouers hier op tuisveld Loftus, maak dit die taak makliker vir julle teen Ierland, die span wat redelik veel moeilikheid uit die laaste 3 toetse gegee?
Dit maak dit nie makliker nie, verseker, maar dit help. Dit gee vir ons al ekstra bietjie energie. Want ons baie moeg is dit altyd lekker in die Loftus. Maar mense het 'n ongelooflike atmosfeer en dit is altyd agter ons, so ons sien baie baie uit om hopelik ons beste voet voor te sit die naweek op Loftus.
Ek het 'n laaste vraag vir jou, Handre. Kan ek net vra, jy het net gesê jy was in die paviljoen gewees daar in Frankryk gewees. Wat was jou gevoel? Wat het jou kop gaan daai tyd en hoe benader jy dan hierdie naweek se wedstryd dan?
Dit was teleurstellend, verseker. Dit is nie die wedstryd gewen het nie, maar ons het van die veld af gestap en geweet ons het 'n paar geleenthede daar gelos van buite op die veld. En dit was die frustrasie geweest. Ons geweet ons kon 'n wedstryd gewen het, so hierdie keer moet ons seker maar elke koms ons kry. Ons probeer iets kry elke keer as ons na 22 kom. Maar ons is nie hartseer of iets oor wat gebeur het nie. Ons is gemotiveerd oor dit en ons probeer dit regmaak hier naweek.
Any further questions?
Handre, kan ek net vra, miskien soos jy Engels gevra, net so, jou kollega, jou voormalige spanmaat, Dwayne Vermeulen, vir sy verjaarsdag vandag, wat doen julle gewoonlik in 'n spanverband en wat draai by vir julle nou as 'n deel van die bestuurskamp?
Ja, is bly gewees vir Dwayne vanoggend. Hom mooi laat verstaan hy dalk nog 'n jaar ouer. En ja, hy is baie spesiaal vir ons op die oomblik. Hy's Dwayne is tegnies baie goed gewees as 'n speler altyd en hy het altyd plannetjies gehad, altyd klein goedjies gehad wat hy baie goed gedoen het. En dit is nou vir hom 'n lekker geleentheid om dit af te leer aan die spelers. En hy was ongelooflik goed die laaste paar weke en ons sien baie uit na die toekoms saam met hom. In terme van die afbreekpunt en al daai plekke is hy baie slim en hy's baie goed met dit. So sien hy uit om langer met Dwayne te werk.